So hi Baiju, you were going to talk a little bit about the new financing models that are available for biotech companies. Talk a little bit first about your company and your accelerator BioMotiv, and then we can chat a little bit about what kind of companies you're looking to invest in.
Great. So thank you. BioMotiv is a drug development accelerator. We're a part of the Harrington Project, which is a $250 million initiative to identify promising discovery stage products, whether those are in academic institutions or small biopharma companies, and advance those projects from the point of discovery all the way through the point of human proof of concept. We're looking for projects from all around the country right now. Ideal projects for us are opportunities that are in preclinical studies or ready for preclinical studies. We will bring the financing and the management team to the table to advance those types of discoveries.
What's the size of investment that you look to do?
So for a successful project at BioMotiv, we will, over the course of that project, invest up to $10 million in that project. And we are sole investors. We are not syndicate investors with other financial groups.
So talk a little bit about the new financing models that are available to access by the biotech entrepreneurs.
You know, part of the reason we started the Harrington Project is that we've got what is now known as the Valley of Death. The challenge that faces many early-stage biotech companies, projects, and entrepreneurs in that there are no commercial sources, traditional venture, big pharmaceutical companies, that are interested in truly early-stage biotech. For an entrepreneur or a project that's in that arena, I think you've got to become more creative about the sources of financing and the structure by which you develop these opportunities. Gone are the days where you can form a full-fledged biotech company with a full management team out of the gates and receive funding from traditional venture capital funds in a large Series A followed by a large Series B round if your products are truly early stage in development. Instead, I think entrepreneurs have to think much more virtually about how they organize their companies, so they're bringing on resources as they have capital, and they have to think more expansively about the capital sources that can fund the company. What I mean by that is there are many sources of funding for early stage projects. They include groups such as disease foundations, governmental resources both at the federal and at the state level, overseas organizations and overseas governments that are particularly interested in diseases that affect their populations and societies in a predominant way, as well as increasingly strategic pharmaceutical investors that are willing to participate in early stage projects that have the beginnings of a pipeline that might fit their area of interest.
You're talking about funding from countries outside the U.S.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of, I've at least heard in Minnesota companies going to Saudi Arabia and having them take a look at their company so that disease states such as diabetes
Sure.
can be affected. What other countries should entrepreneurs be aware of?
I think entrepreneurs have to look at the opportunities and advantages for doing business in many different countries. For example, recently we became aware of a tax credit that's available in France for doing clinical studies in France. We learned about a tax credit that's available in Halifax, Canada, Nova Scotia, that's particularly generous in terms of funding early stage companies that are operating in that geography. These projects and these opportunities exist in many different countries around the world. Singapore has been doing this for decades. Increasingly, you're seeing opportunities in China, as well as other parts of Asia, for governmental support for companies that are not only working on diseases of interest, but are willing to make a commitment to do work in some capacity in those geographies.
Is there a website that aggregates this information? How do you get at this?
I haven't seen one on the governmental site. On the foundation site, the best website is fastercures.org.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Faster Cures.
Okay.
Faster Cures is a network of disease foundations and other like-minded organizations, such as ours at the Harrington Project, that tries to assemble information for the benefit of developing new therapies for patients.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, thank you for having us.
Thank you.